I hope you're ready.
This is Unbridled Thoughts.
We want to hear what you have to say.
Welcome back to Unbridled Thoughts. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Ren, and you better grab the mane because there's no reins in Unbridled Thoughts.
And I'm Ye, y'all. The Mystic Diva.
Yes. So, long story short, Ye was one of our very first interviews we ever did when we were first starting. Huh? The first one. Oh, yeah, you were officially the first one.
Yeah.
And
victim,
we were baby podcasters. We had just started. We were still learning kind of our voice and our sound. So when we went back and listened to it, we were like, ooh, it just it wasn't quite as refined on our end as we wanted. And we have been rehearsing and practicing and doing a lot more interviews. And now we feel
and
like...
kicking ass, just saying.
Thank you.
Can I cuss on here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Potty mouth.
Unbridled, baby. But now we feel like we are ready for you. We're ready for the Mystic Diva.
Yeah. But thank you so much for being our little trial and error practice run and giving us the experience and kind of guiding us, your little babies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've known you about 2 years now.
I'd say 3.
3. I've known you 3 years.
Yes.
And then when Sarah and I, very shortly after Sarah and I first met, I ran her out here to Savannah, and we were trying to catch you before you got off work that day.
For readings.
Yes. And then I got Sarah her first reading with you.
Yes.
And it was incredible. And it was so cool because it was, now we're best friends, but I didn't know her that well yet when you were doing the reading. And so I feel like I got to learn so much about her.
Yes.
Because I still remember the green bean, the string bean.
Oh, yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
I remember it so vividly.
Yep. And she saw a string bean, and my grandpa used to always tell me I was a little string bean because I was like this little skinny, gangly arms and legs kid, you know what I mean? Like,
I totally, because I don't remember stuff, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't remember it when I say it.
Yeah.
But now I'm recalling it because
it?
I remember.
Yeah.
Didn't you get a little emotional at that point?
I
or
did,
something?
yeah, because that's what my grandpa used to call me, and I
Yeah.
loved him so much.
Yeah.
But that was like his little nickname for me. Right around that age, between like 4 and 7,
Yeah.
where you're still like growing into your body and everything
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. And I was so skinny, like I was just tiny. I was always so tiny, and these long old legs. He's like my little string bean.
Oh, where was he from? I forgot when we did the reading.
Portuguese. Yeah, he's
Really?
Portuguese. Yeah.
So do you know any Portuguese?
No, I don't know any.
Okay.
No, he's like first generation. His family came over on a ship.
Oh,
And
wow.
his parents died on the ship. So when he got here in New York, he was like just him, his sisters. They were just kids.
And
he was only like 4.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
they had no parents. They had to
Whoa.
like make life happen in America on their own.
And then he had the string bean.
Yep. Yeah, I was the oldest grandkid, so it was like you kind of get like a special relationship. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
they only have you. You're the one who made them a grandparent.
You were the
and everything.
favorite.
Yeah.
You were the favorite. We can say it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially my grandpa. I think especially my grandpa. He always had like such a place in his heart for me. You know what I mean? He was always like pulling me into his lap and being like, "You're gonna do such great things. I just know it. You're so
what a good
beautiful."
cheerleader to have, right?
He was my only cheerleader. Like I didn't have parents that were like cheerleaders,
Right.
so he was like literally my only cheerleader.
I might need a tissue. Thank God there's one right there.
I know, right?
Yeah. I get very emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong. Yep, he wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
I
And
love
look at
him.
her now.
Look at me now. Grandpa, you'd be so proud of me. I love him so much.
Yes.
Don't make me start channeling now. Yeah.
He didn't get to see me as an adult, so it's like so sad. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like he
yeah.
didn't get to see.
Now, did he smoke?
Yes,
Yeah.
he smoked.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to give you one of my cigars,
Oh, okay.
and you're going to go to a tree if you
Yeah.
can. That's your homework.
Okay.
Because he's saying he wants a cigar.
That's Grandpa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He used to
Yeah.
drink vodka and water, which is crazy now. I'm drinking vodka and water.
Oh, wow. Genetic memory. Genetic memory.
Yep.
And like vodka, they say vodka doesn't smell, but it does have a certain smell to it.
Oh, yeah.
And I could smell it on him, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I remember smelling that vodka and water smell. And he was an excellent cook. He taught himself how to cook, and oh my
wow.
gosh, he was like amazing.
He could throw down.
Yeah, you get that from him too, then.
I guess
Because
maybe.
you know how people can like play by ear. They'll hear a
Yeah.
song, they can just play it. She can like taste anything and know exactly what's in it and how much. It's really cool.
She gives me more
Skills.
credit than I have, but
Wow.
And then if she can't put her finger on it, like we'll be at dinner or at a meeting or something, and I see her glazed over, and I'm like, "Are you listening to me?" And I'm like, "Are you okay?" She goes, "What is it? It's something. What is it?" And it's racking her brain until she can figure out what it is. She can't let it go. It's so funny.
It
That
is a
is
gift that
so
God gave
cute.
me, and I'm thankful for it.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
My kids used to put me to the test all the time growing up. They'd be like, we would eat something, and they'd be like, "Oh, Mom, you've got to make this at home. I don't think you can do it," you know?
And sure enough.
And sure enough.
Yeah.
I admire it so much.
That is a skill.
All right, enough about me. We're here for Yay Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I make bologna sandwiches.
Oh.
That's my skill. And peanut butter and
Hey,
jelly.
you know what, though? A fried bologna sandwich.
That's what I'm talking back in the day.
Yes, that was like one of the best meals ever.
Yes. We're talking about not having money. But it was good, right?
It was so
creative.
good.
Like
it was
you,
so
yes.
yeah. I loved a fried bologna. I mean, to this day, every now and then, I'm like, I gotta go get myself. I'm making myself a fried bologna sandwich.
Yes. Little mayonnaise.
We didn't do mayonnaise. I just did cheese. Like it's basically a
Oh,
grilled
the cheese.
with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bologna
yeah,
in the
yeah.
middle. You know what I mean?
No, I put mayonnaise on it. It's the New Orleans on me. I put mayonnaise on it.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we
Gotta stay healthy.
Gotta-
Yeah.
Yes, and we just had lunch at this little dive called Betty Balmer's in Savannah.
Yes.
That's where we're recording from, in Savannah. And if you haven't been, it's so cool. It's like a World War II themed, like
Yeah.
literal, like Air Force themed
Yes.
restaurant. And they had the pinups and like
It was
all
good.
the like the old school
Yeah.
posters and stuff like that.
They have malts, right? They have the
Yeah,
old school
milkshakes,
burgers.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the milkshakes and
It was
stuff.
a special request from Kingston, and he doesn't request very many things. So I was like, we got to make this happen for him. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm. How did he look it up? Is that how I found it?
So when we first moved to Georgia, one of our very first things we did was come out to Savannah. You know, 'cause it's like
Yeah.
I've always wanted to see Savannah, and Kingston was always really into World War II. Like it's just like his thing. You know what I mean? And so we came out here. We happened to just be driving by it, like on our way into the main hub of downtown. You know, and we're like, let's stop there and take Kingston because he'll love it. Like a burger and milkshake place. You know what I mean? He's gonna love this. So it's like a core memory to him. You know what I mean? Like when he thinks of Savannah, he thinks of Betty Balmer.
Right. Yeah. That's and it's inside a league. Like,
Yeah, the VFW, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had a drink or two.
Shout out to the VFW.
Yeah.
Shout out
Savannah.
to them.
Yeah.
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 I am very sad though that we didn't go to Colin Quarters and get that lavender latte.
There's still
because
time. We might be able to.
There's
I
still
don't. I think they
time.
close, right? Don't they
Do
close
they?
early?
Yeah, Savannah has different hours. That's the
Yeah.
one thing
No,
about
Georgia
Savannah.
in
is,
general
like,
has
yeah.
Different
Yeah.
hours.
It's different.
So
yeah.
one thing that drives me crazy about Georgia.
Except for the Waffle House. The one you can always
All
get food at
reliable.
Waffle
All
House.
reliable.
Maybe not the lavender latte,
Yeah.
but you can get the all American.
Yeah.
at the Waffle House. And
Waho's there for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we had before we are recording, we went and we were walking around Forsyth Park and we were interviewing people, and Ye is like so good about asserting herself, even though technically her and I have this in common. We're little introverted shy girls.
Yes, you'd never know.
Yeah,
But
you would
it's
never
true.
know, but
Right.
and nobody believes it, but
Yeah.
I really am. Deep
Yes.
down core to my
Yes.
heart, I am. And
Yes.
you are too, but you were a rock star. You were like going up to people, like just being like, hey, can we
Yep.
interview
It's kind
you?"
of like, y'all, it's kind of like, I don't know if I can say this, but like, say you really have to go to the bathroom. Right.
I'm following.
And you're feeling the pressure.
Been there.
You're feeling the pressure.
Yeah.
And you're either going to do it or you're not.
Yeah.
So that's what, like, this, it's like this buildup, and then I'm like, let's go get a victim, like what I
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
You know? And they were such good sports
Yeah.
about it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The girls, I wish we would have
Yes.
the boys were too, though.
They
We had
were
two
good
boys.
sports because they were like,
Yeah.
what's up?
Yeah.
Like they just got done playing basketball. and so it was like,
Unfortunately, there was no sound. The mics had gotten turned off. New mics. We're still learning things.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
a running theme with the AA, which is great. We're always learning.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're always having mic issues too. What's up with that?
Yeah, maybe that does. I will go into that. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
There's some intervention sometime.
Yeah. And
I don't want to say intervention, but like sort of like an addition. I'll call it or
yeah.
take
yeah.
away.
More to it.
Yeah.
That makes
All
sense.
right. Should we dive into it?
Yeah. So
right.
something we have started doing since we talked to you last is blazing saddles.
Oh.
So it's like a hot seat. So we're just going to ask you some cool questions that really don't have anything to do with anything to get you warmed up and kind of get to know you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Should I go first since I have the first question?
Yeah, let's
All
do
right.
it.
And
That
then
sounds
that way we
good.
stay in order.
Perfect.
Sorry for interrupting.
What? No, you didn't. You didn't.
Okay. So, word on the street. Are platypuses real?
Affirmative.
Have you seen one?
Maybe in the San Diego Zoo, like a long time ago.
I looked it up, and like San Diego Zoo is the like only zoo in America that
Yes,
has
I think.
a platypus.
Yes, I
So
think.
you nailed it.
Yes.
That is a true fact. That's been
Yeah.
That's been checked.
Yeah, I was born there in Oceanside on the naval base.
That's
actually.
crazy. Ren was born in Oceanside too.
Yeah, that's right. We
Yeah.
have that. Twinners.
Or
Yeah.
San Diego, not Oceanside.
Well, I was born in La Jolla and
Oh,
raised
La
in
Jolla,
Oceanside.
that's
Yes, yes.
But that whole area is like our stomping grounds, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You're next,
You
boo.
ready? All right. What is your favorite portrayal of a psychic in a film?
Sybil. No, I'm just kidding. That's wrong. Let me think. It's not a film.
Okay.
Do you remember? Call for today for your free reading.
Oh gosh.
What was her name?
Ghost?
No.
that wasn't Ghost.
She was.
Call
she
Me
was.
Now. Is it
Call me now for your free bumbleclot reading.
Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo, yeah. Miss Cleo, until I heard some things about Miss Cleo, but you know what I'm saying? We all got haters, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to give a shout out to Miss Cleo, yeah.
I was gonna say, where is she?
Yeah, there's a story with that,
Oh,
which I will not tell her business here, but
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, but it was
off
Madame
air, we
Cleo.
need
It
to
was
know.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spill the tea afterwards.
Yeah.
All right. So pink or purple?
Pink.
Me too. I'm a pink
Yes.
girl. We got that in common.
Representing.
Yeah. Oh shoot! You should have gone first.
No, that's fine.
I can't do math.
Now you won.
Why'd you let me think?
Now you won, and I too. And then we math together.
I was wrong in my head. Dang it! Sorry, guys. Party foul.
Do
All right.
over.
All right. So we want you to take us way back to Baby Ye
Oh, God.
and tell us about
Baby
your
Ye.
favorite memory as a child.
Oh, flashbacka. So let me think a little bit. I would say, well, actually, I'm going to send you guys a picture of me. Because little known fact, since I haven't had my actual hair color, is I'm a ginger. Like, I had, like, the brightest red hair. So I'm going to send it to y'all.
Okay.
Because it's super cute. And it's like, guess who's a ginger? And there's these little, like, ponytails. So probably, yeah, that's what it is. So, talking about unbridled, like, thoughts. So, I grew up on a racetrack.
What?
What?
Yes.
I did not know. This
I mean,
about you.
not literally on the racetrack, but it was like I grew up. My grandma and grandpa, may they rest in peace. My grandma Georgia, may she rest in peace. They had race horses because my grandma loved to gamble. I love you, Grandma Georgia, and Grandpa Ski loved horses.
Oh my god.
So I almost died on a horse. My first,
Whoa.
but that's not my favorite memory. Is waking up in the hospital with like cow or like horse manure in my hair. Because the horse, I'll just go on this memory for a second. But like, so the horse is here. I'm sitting here, and the horse falls all the way back. I wake up. I'm like in the hospital, but the horse rolled on me like this. Got up, stepped on me, so I had like horseshoe prints on me. and then kicked off, missed my head, and kicked off like part of my ear.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this part up here is actually this part down here.
Wow.
Yeah, and they did such a good job, right?
Yeah.
You would never know.
No,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Never know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was, and then I got horses later to get over the fear because I'm just that type of girl.
Me too.
Yes.
Yes, I cannot stand having beer, so I have to like face them head on.
Face them. It's like being an introverted extrovert or an extrovert.
Is that- yep.
It's the same thing. Should I get off the pod?
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was this one day, right, at band camp when we had one of the race horses, the Great Dapple, Chadron, and God, this giving me some like memories. But so Chadron won the race that day, and I bet on him. I think it was like, what do they call those bets on horse races? It's like you have like, oops, what was that? Was it my phone?
No, I think it was my fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The prop fell.
The prop, my prop fell.
So you can like box it like a bet, and then there's like a quincetta. I know that's not right. Quinfecta or something, and then like a
Trifecta.
trifecta. There's a trifecta,
and the
a quin.
quinfecta.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
And you can box it. Anyways, I won the ticket, and I won some money, and my grandma and grandpa like let me have it, even though I'm not gambling age at like 5 or 4 or whatever. But and that was my favorite memory. As a matter of fact, when my grandma passed, my grandpa had already passed. That's the only thing I wanted was his racehorse blanket.
That is so.
And no, I didn't get it.
Boo.
I'm bitter. No, but like, yeah, it just happened that way that I didn't get it. But like, that was like such a special memory for me. So thanks, guys, for asking that.
It'll probably find its way back to you, I'm sure.
Yeah. Or I'll make one out of wool. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it was a cool memory. Really cool memory.
That is really cool.
So, what else? Like, so you grew up on the racetrack, but like, what else? Like, where was this?
I was in Idaho.
Oh, okay.
Les Bois Park. The trees.
My other grandpa on my mom's side was big in horse racing, and we used to do like daddy or grandpa, granddaughter dates. You know,
Yes.
get all dressed up and go to the racetrack.
Yes,
I love it
it's
so
a
much.
thing.
What? So, do you have siblings? Like, what else do you have?
Yeah, I have 8 stepbrothers and sisters.
Wow.
And then I have this is interesting. I don't call any of them like steps or whatever. And then I have a half brother who's my brother, that's interesting. So I'm January 2nd. He's the 3rd. We're 9 years apart.
Oh wow.
And the 3rd was my due date.
Wow.
And I have a really interesting, can I go into it?
Yeah.
I've never talked about this publicly.
We are getting the
Not like on a podcast or anything, but so talk about woo-woo since that's kind of like part of the topic,
Yeah.
right? So Grandpa Ski passed. There was my 3 cousins that were girls. There was myself, so there's 4 girls, right? And then my grandpa and his 3 daughters. So all these generations of girls is my point, right? Well, my grandpa passed about 4 months, if I'm not mistaken, before my brother was born. So now there's this new boy out of like 3 generations of girls, right?
That's crazy.
So, my brother is my grandpa, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
I'm going to break this down. So, we're country, Idaho. We do not talk about woo-woo stuff. Like, I'm the black sheep, clearly, in the family. And I was about 9 or 10. I think, no, I was about 10, maybe and a half, because my brother was like a year and a half or something like that. And we're sitting at the dinner table, and my grandma Georgia is talking about a memory with my grandpa who's deceased, remember, right?
Yeah.
So my brother is not even really verbal at this point because he's like a toddler, right?
Right.
So he's playing in his mashed potatoes, being a toddler, and Grandma Georgia's telling a story about this memory of Grandpa Ski, and she says something, and my brother, like, the fork falls on the plate, and mind you, my brother's a toddler.
Yeah.
And looks up and says, "I didn't say that."
Whoa.
Doesn't that give you chills?
That's
Yes.
That's a real story, y'all.
Wow.
So my grandma just kind of like, we all got quiet and kept eating mashed potatoes. Except for my brother who was like playing as mashed potatoes. But yeah, that's a memory that like I'll never forget. Because I haven't had like a lot of creepy, like, you know, even though I'm a medium. But it was really interesting.
And you hear about that too. You hear about people that have just memories they can't explain, or their kids have memories of they can't explain from like a past life.
Yes.
And no details. They know details only somebody who was there and lived it would even know.
Right.
And they've never referenced an article or seen anything on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And he was a toddler. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's like he came down.
It makes me wonder if we're all like that, and just as we get older, we forget.
I think it's a lot of unlearning.
Yeah.
Like when I do mentoring with people, it's like a lot of unlearning what we've been conditioned. Because you guys already know, I think everybody's psychic.
Yeah,
I really, and I don't even like that word, but I think everybody's kind of psychic.
I mean, I know a lot of people I think are more intuitive than they give themselves credit for.
Yeah, I prefer the word intuitive, but Google likes psychic, so you know. But yeah, we all have. I just call it listen to your gut. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just listen to your gut, and you can get into the clairvoyant, clairaudient, claircognizant, like all of those pieces, which is great, fun, nice.
Yeah.
I'm just a Capricorn, so I'm like, just listen to your gut. You know what I mean? Like, just keep it country.
You're grounded.
Yeah.
I'm grounded with this.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to know when did you realize that you had your gifts, and how did they manifest at first?
Oh, wow. So, growing up country, in the woods, talked to rocks and the trees and everything. So I was really connected with nature. And my grandma had both grandmas, but one of my grandmas had a lot of natives. So we'd go to powwows and stuff like that, right? And experience some of that culture. So that probably, it doesn't make sense to like feel that like connecting with nature was like my training in a way to make that, to like break that down. But then I always kind of knew things, like I would just sort of know it, but I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, you know, it's like
yeah.
weird and
It is weird.
awkward.
Yeah.
Even today, I'm like, I'm weird.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
Yeah.
But then, like
We're
in
all
high
weird in our own
school,
way.
we all gotta be us for sure. And so I would say probably in high school, I would say things and people would get a little like what's up with that, and I would be like, what's up with that? But the mediumship piece came, and I'm way skipping ahead so we can move backwards too, like came after, you guys know I had an accident, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we know about it.
Yeah,
but if you feel comfortable sharing
that. So I did the stop, drop, and roll in 2000, and I had come home from a ceremony that I was doing in New Orleans, and my family side is all from New Orleans on my dad's side. So I came home from the ceremony, went to like do something, and it was by the gas heater, but not like on the gas heater. Like obviously I wasn't, because it makes me nervous. It makes everybody's nervous. And apparently it was a defaulty gas heater.
Oh, yeah.
And so thank God, like, you know, I'm okay. But like, I reached, and like, I guess they went back and checked it. My friends did, and it's like, it was going like this. Like, it was like spitting out stuff it shouldn't have been.
Whoa.
So it caught the shirt ablaze, and then, you know, the rest is the rest about that part. But I do have a really cool story about my horses with that, how I came through, had a breakthrough moment with that, because, you know, fire is no joke.
Right.
No.
Yeah, that's like it's a
Funny
pretty
that
big
you're
thing.
pulling in the fire and the horse, since we're
That's what it does.
here.
And we're reclaiming it. We're reclaiming it. But yeah, so that's after that moment, that incident. I noticed that when I would do readings for people, because I used to do it like for fun, because I kind of had this intuition, right? And it was a hobby. And then when the fire accident happened, I couldn't like, and you guys know this world, like I couldn't like lift my arms to do hair because I was a hairdresser. So I went right into, I was like, well, I always did this reading thing for fun. And then I became a reader full time at that moment. And I never forget, like, I had these clients and they were getting a synastry chart, because I also did astrology too. And I could smell somebody's ancestor, which you guys know I do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the first time that I was like, whoa, okay. And I just rocked it and went with it, you know.
Did you know that's what it was right away? Like, you knew right away?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
connect it with her grandma at first. And then I'm like, who's wearing rose spray? You know, like out of nowhere. And then it was like, bam, boom. That's what it was. And then I know, obviously, from confirming it, which is always good to do when you're getting a reading, like allow the reader to confirm things, like, you know. But she was really open, and she, you know, she was very emotional about it and said, how'd you know that? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just here. I'm the messenger. Which is
I'm
what I
just
believe
here.
That's how I feel like, y'all.
Yeah.
Every reading is your first reading. I tell
Yeah.
people that are getting into reading. As you know, you do it a little bit, right? So
I don't talk too much about it outside of my clientele, but we're all sharing our things here. When I touch my clients, especially if I'm seeing them for, like, it'll happen if I see them for the first time and I don't really know them that well, or if I've known them for years. There's no in between. Sometimes when I touch, I get images or impressions, or I'll feel an emotion really strongly out of nowhere, and I'll just ask. Or I'm sometimes I get like a smell,
wow.
things like that. Yeah. And I don't ever try to impress anything on anybody. I'll just kind of start to say, hey, so, you know, how's everything been? You know what I mean? I'll kind of start asking, like, just probing questions, just because I want to keep them comfortable and everything. But a lot of times when I bring up something that I'm feeling, it's something that they've been trying to sort out, and giving them the opportunity to talk about it out loud, it really helps them kind of like be like, oh my gosh, okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm like,
See, we're all intuitive.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
and you hold, like, our clients hold emotions in their muscles and their connective tissue, like their fascia.
Yeah.
So sometimes if we're doing a facial or body treatment, and they'll release an emotion.
Right.
Either it's visible,
Right.
like you see the emotion play out in their face.
Right.
Or you can, it's kind of like if you burn toast
Yeah.
in a room.
Yeah.
And it's been forever, but then all of a sudden you smell the toast. It's like
Yeah.
kind of like a residual
Yeah.
emotion coming through their body.
Wow. Do you journal about that?
I should. I need to.
I was just going to ask you, on the first time that I was on your table, did you send something, or did you ask me something or did you touch something that released me? I couldn't remember. It's all a blur to me.
So when I saw you, we were down for a facial, and I had kind of gotten to your décolleté area, and on her décolleté area, it was like stone tight.
Wow.
Which a lot of times, I mean, that happens sometimes with like repetitive motion, like if someone does like spin class, or they're doing like they do like a lot of flies with weights the day before. But you can kind of feel the difference through your fingertips, like the electricity.
Yeah.
And this was more like anxiety.
Yeah.
Right.
So I kind of just was like, you know, hey, so how have things been? And it was an immediate like overwhelm.
Yeah.
She couldn't hide it
Yeah.
because
Right.
I had kind of tapped in.
I don't hide my emotions very well either.
Yeah. And so I said, hey, we're going to switch from a facial. Are you comfortable with me just doing some acupressure and maybe
Right.
some intuitive touch therapy?
Right.
So we can kind of like sort through what your
Yeah.
body's feeling right now. And she goes, yeah. And so with that, you kind of do Chinese acupressure points, and you're just
Right.
using your fingertips.
Right.
And you get a lot of stuff, like a lot of things come through because your body is storing different things in those channels.
Right.
I mean, it's an old.
Now I need a session.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yes, you come out and see us so we can like
Yes.
treat you to like a little spa day. That'd be fun.
Oh my god.
Trade
I
off.
always check people's like heartbreak muscle and
Yeah.
future muscle. See where they stand.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
I'm
store a
always
lot
dead
there.
on. Yeah.
Wow.
But that's just knowledge. That's not intuition.
I'm gonna have you guys on my podcast, The Mystic Diva, so we can talk about, because that's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
But that speaks to like everybody has an intuitive gift. Like even if you're a plumber, like the pipes talk to you after a while.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? It's
Yes.
like you're so in tune with it. And I also think we remember, if you believe in incarnations or not, that we have a memory, like they say, like a DNA memory. It's almost like a spiritual memory.
Yeah.
Because I read for you, and so I know it. Like
Yeah.
I know that this, isn't her first rodeo, but or yours neither, Sarah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really cool to have amazing clients. Yeah.
I've had visions, so I know that I've been here before.
Oh yeah, and I've looked at y'all's charts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, I didn't even believe in it, but then I had the visions, and now I'm like, okay, I'm a believer.
So I want to ask y'all something.
Yeah.
When I really started to come into this, obviously it was pretty intense, like overnight experience. But for a lot of us, when we go through like transformations, like for some of us, that might be a divorce or someone passing, or maybe it was a literal accident. Did you guys find one, like what was that for you when you felt like you were really tapping in, like what I call tapping in, or like you were like, and this is the first thing that happens, I'm telling you, especially with the people I mentor, or even people that like y'all I've talked to, they go, this is weird, I'm crazy. Like we all think we're a little
Yeah.
crazy when it starts to happen.
Yeah.
Because it's different, right?
Yeah.
So when was that for you guys?
I mean, for me, kind of like you, I always had like very strong intuitions about things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there'd be certain times, like, I just don't really win anything, but there I would get a sense that I was going to win, something, a drawing or something like that was happening, and I would just always write, and it would be like this
Right.
weird feeling, or like I saw one of my best friends pregnant when she was going to get fixed, and she ended up being pregnant. So I told her when she called me up, she was just like, oh yeah, today's the day I'm going to my doctor's appointment. And I was like, you're not getting fixed today. And she was like, yeah, I am. And I was like, no, you're not. You're pregnant and they're not going to do it. And she's like, I better not be. I've been so careful. Like, she's like, there's no way I could be, And she got there and she's like, I'm pregnant and this is all your fault.
Oh, that's cute. Sarah did it.
And then, then she thought it was a boy, and I was like, no, I had a vision, and I knew it was going to be a girl.
Wow.
And I kind of even saw the personality in him, in that child, and I've been dead on ever since.
Yeah.
But for me, I mean, when that came true, I was just
Right.
like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm onto something. But before that, I'd always kind of doubt myself. But
Right.
really and truly, you're right. It was after my divorce.
Wow.
When I really took the time to like spiritually like heal my own mental health.
Right.
Was when it was just like intuition was just
When
so
we
much
open
stronger,
up,
and you can
almost
trust
like the
it.
body thing, like
Yeah.
open up.
And you can trust it. I think there's like something like your mind wants to like think about everything so much.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's like a lot of people get themselves like caught up in like issues with love for the same exact reason. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we have our heart and then our mind is always trying to take over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is still something I'm trying to control over myself, because I'm always letting my mind rule my heart, so it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like our gut intuition, and then it's like our heart.
Right.
Our mind tries to like put a stronghold on that, you
Right.
know what I mean? Especially
Right.
like you're a Capricorn, so you have all that earth.
Yeah.
The mind really wants to take control over everything.
Oh, yeah,
you know
control
what I mean?
over everything,
And I have a
yeah.
Virgo stellium in me,
Yeah.
so I have that constantly, that battle, that earth battle with myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And Capricorns and Virgos are really hard on themselves. And so,
Yeah.
like we're very self-critical anyway.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's one of. What about you? For you?
Yeah.
I mean, I think when I was younger, I was always, I remember growing up just very spiritual.
Yeah.
My whole family, we were Catholic, and I was raised Catholic.
Yeah.
And I remember, like I can remember just having like a connection with Jesus's mom, like from a very young age. And so I can remember one time, like even like as a teenager, like when I was in high school.
I mean, you're talking about Mary, like
Yeah.
Mother Mary.
Yeah.
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 Not a light connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I remember like one time like walking through the grocery store, and I was nowhere near the floral department. And I was walking and nobody was around me, and all of a sudden I just smelled like roses. Not rose perfume, but like fresh roses. Like, and you know how roses are always cold?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, when you go to smell them, it's like that cool kind of aroma.
Yes. Yes.
So things like that would happen frequently with me. Or like when I was little, I remember cutting 2 flowers and putting one at her feet at our church.
At the shrine. Right?
Yeah, and then putting
yeah.
one on my dresser and just forgetting about it.
Right.
And it was like 4 weeks later, I ended up going back and it was still fresh. Like
Yeah.
I had just cut it.
That gives me the chills.
So little things like that. And
Yeah.
then
Which is a big thing.
yeah.
Yeah. it's
And then
huge.
when I went to massage school, that was the first time outside of my family that I was touching people a lot
Yeah.
for the first
Right,
time.
right.
And so a lot of things would come through then.
Right.
When I moved to Middle Georgia, I feel more comfortable in my skin now, but I felt like you did. I felt so weird. And I was kind of
felt crazy.
myself when
Yeah.
I moved there. But
Yeah.
then when I first got there, I just felt like I had to kind of like dim the light a little bit. I was like, ooh, we got to kind of cool it on this because not
It's-
everyone's down. And
Yeah.
I have to kind of like really protect my heart. That I think kind of...
And filter it for your clients.
Right,
We have to
right.
meet people where they're at.
And I had to
like,
learn because
yeah.
I got into the industry when I was like 19.
Yeah,
So I was still
wow.
very immature and young.
Wow.
Once I kind of start to learn that and learn about like discernment and
Right.
really picking up on people's vibes.
Yes.
Then I was able to kind of master it a little bit more.
Right.
But it's kind of like,
Wow.
it's real strong when you first get it, and then you can kind of you learn how to harness it, you know?
Yeah. But so this is something that's really, because I used to work in mental health, right? So one of the things I really recommend is for those of you at home, if you feel like you're walking into maybe a different skill set, right? Or you've gone through something hard, it's really important. I mean, did you talk to anybody about it? Or did you just keep it to yourself? Because that's the tendency, is to keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
And it's really good to have like a mentor, or like maybe it's a minister if you feel comfortable with that minister, or it's someone who walks an intuitive path, or a counselor, right? A lot of us, because there is stuff like divorce, there are challenges in life, there are accidents, right?
Yeah.
So it's really good if you are experiencing some of these gifts. I know you guys are. Get support with it and check in with other people, because you don't want to feel like you're alone.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and not immediately, like, obviously. And I always say, like, your body, which is so interesting that you guys have this, like, same thing with work and what you do.
Yeah.
Or career, really. It's not just, like,
Yeah.
work. But your body, I call it your goddess compass. Like, your body, it's like that book.
Your body
Shout
keeps
out.
score.
The body knows the score.
Yeah, your body
yeah.
keeps score. I want to read
Yeah.
that book, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, really and truly, though, what I forget about is when I was born again, that was when and that was in a spiritual moment at the moment that, like, it was like a physical, the spiritual coming into the physical is what made me born again. And
Yeah.
so then from then on, that's when I was like, it was crazy. I'd have dreams, like I knew my kid
No, you're a
was sneaking
dreamer.
out.
For sure.
I'm a dreamer, yeah,
Yeah.
you know that.
Yeah.
And my dreams intensified. They got
Yeah.
so intense after I was
Yeah.
born again. So
You just start to feel so connected to God.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so connected to your
Yeah.
creator. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Whatever that is
He
for you.
opens up
Yeah.
our spirituality, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
just like weird. It's like there's a spirit. We live in a spiritual world, but as humans, we only see physical.
right.
You know what I mean? And so, but there's this whole slew, and the Bible talks about it all the time, but people just aren't willing to always recognize that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, can I go on a little thing about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
So, we're talking about something fairly esoteric, and I don't know what your audience is really like. I'm sure it's lots of people, which is great. Please keep following. But like when we're dealing with esoteric traditions, because I was supposed to go to an acting school, you guys know I did acting, and at the last minute I was like, nope, just kidding. I'm going to be studying theology in Austin, Texas. So in that, I took a world religion, like a theology course, and I realized all these religions had a pattern. You do good, you get good, right? So it's like you kind of do the right thing and good things happen. Whether it's Baha'i faith or Christianity, which is also Catholicism in a lot of ways, or maybe it's Buddhism. All these traditions have an esoteric system, right? And so I think because of things like fear, and maybe even an element of like wanting to control, it's like, I know I'm getting deep, guys, but it's like, that makes me sad.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's really a personal connection with whatever.
Yes.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
That's
such a
it.
personal connection.
Yeah, I always have to tell people that because, here, especially in the South, they're like, what church do you belong to?
Right.
Like, Jesus.
Yeah. You're like upstairs. Yeah, for sure.
That's my church.
Yeah. But it's so true. Like, tarot, I read tarot, and that's, that has a lot of misconceptions about it. A lot of what I do has some misconceptions. And sometimes it's about edge, and I know you do this with what y'all do, just kind of gently educating without like, just saying, yeah, this is the Jewish mystical system. This is part of the Judaism. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes it eases people, sometimes it doesn't. But it's like you guys, you don't ever want to throw something at somebody. You just want to meet them where they're at.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful that I've had many different experiences and a lot of different traditions, because sometimes no matter where they come from, I can give the message, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, God is good.
God is good.
All day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you see all the cool ways in the Bible that people did connect with God.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right.
all the different things that people did in prayer.
Right, and herbs, right?
Yeah.
Use herbs and oils. Olive oil is one of the most sacred oils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So how does your family feel about your gifts?
No. I'm not gonna lie.
Never mind.
Right? No, it's good. This is good because I have to cough, guys.
I know.
You need your drink?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome, baby.
It's a little thank you. I can show it off. Look at little.
Yeah. Look at.
So they're
Oh, thank you, kind sir.
Our assistant is bringing us. Yes, thank you.
Our do
We
boy.
love Chris. We love Chris.
Chris the do boy.
What were we talking about? Oh, my family.
Yeah, your family.
So, I lens a little different, and I think that was a big piece for my family, is just being a little concerned about that part. It didn't have anything to do with like spirituality, and I didn't grow up in a church. The country was our church, so there was no like kind of old ideas, I call them, or whatever.
Yeah. Ideology.
But when I started to get into the esoteric pieces, it was all different and not really too accepted until they needed help.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So then they needed a reading,
Not a
or
believer.
they wanted a reading.
Till they needed a believer.
So they know I have it. It's not something we really talk about, because in the country you don't talk about it. Like, you're not like eating dinner and being like, so did you download Grandpa did, you know what I mean? Like, it's not something you really, for some people maybe, but like how I grew up, we just didn't talk about feelings, let alone spirituality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
They know who I am, and they know what I do. And I think it's like my sister-in-law, I download for her all the time, and she loves it. And
That's cool.
her and my brother are very much people of faith, and so she just, it like but it surprises me. You know what I mean? Like, it totally surprises me. So in short, I think it was like a little bit of not even a challenge, just like different, which this can be the case with a lot of people, until they found out that I might be able to support them somehow.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you able to control your gifts? Like, when you do receive downloads, does it happen all the time, or do you kind of say, okay, I want to start doing that right now? You know what I mean?
Oh, well, it happens in restaurants with waitresses. So, it's like a gauge. Like Walmart, I try to kind of like be careful about where I'm going, because I kind of have this antenna going on all the time, which is why I need a lot of downtime and quiet time.
Oh.
Where like right now, you guys know I'm kind of looking for a roommate, but it has to be the right kind, because I need that quiet space.
Yeah.
Where I'm listening to Native American flute music, or I'm meditating, or I'm just sitting with direct source, which is higher power for me, God, or whatever, So it's like, it's hard to, but you learn to compartmentalize it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be just going off and, kind of, then that's deals with wellness stuff. But, it's been, it's like we keep, like y'all, like keep honing in your skill
Yeah.
to see how to navigate it. But it is interesting.
Yeah.
It is interesting. Walmart's a trip, so I could clean up on aisle 5. You know what I mean? It's like, it gets crazy.
Well, and also, like, your server, I could totally see, because there is going to be a monetary exchange for providing that service.
I
for
never
bringing you a
thought
meal.
about that, Ren.
But
it's an energy exchange.
you're having an
already with
energy
money.
exchange the whole time you're with that person. Like, do you need anything? Can I get you anything? You know what I mean?
See how intuitive she is? Like, that's great. Like, I would have never thought about that.
I know. I would have never really thought about that either.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the very first thing when I was born again. That was the very first thing that God revealed to me, that money was energy.
Wow.
And you can never catch it if you're always chasing it.
Yeah.
And so that's been like my way of living from then on. You know,
That
what I
is
mean?
amazing. Yeah. And you guys do manifesting together. I'm totally putting their stuff out there today.
All our secrets.
all the secrets, yeah. Yeah, you guys do manifesting. That's another. The mind is like so much, and I don't know. I could get deep on this.
No, I love it. I want you to, because that is something that you hear about it. You always hear about people setting goals with each other, like, oh, let's get in shape. Let's, hey,
do a vision board.
Let's do this together.
Yeah.
But this is the first time in my life where I've actually set goals with a friend, and we meet on a regular basis and literally set goals and then achieve those goals.
Yeah.
And it has been incredible. Like, really.
I've watched it.
I try not to
I've
get
been a
emotional
witness
talking
to it.
about it, but it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Because you hear about people like saying, oh, let's do life together. But to really put it into practice, holy moly.
Especially how y'all are connected, too.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm a huge goal setter. I
Yeah.
always have been. You know what I mean? I've
Yeah.
always felt like you have to be working towards something. You know what I mean? And it's almost like I can't live any other way. Like when I talk to people and I ask them, like, oh, what's your 5-year plan? Or, what's your next goal? And they're just like, oh, I don't have one. I'm like, that's what gets me up in the morning, you know what I mean? That's what keeps me going. I have to have like a plan.
Well, you have a lot of Virgo too. So that's it. That's why we're all different. That's what I love about this whole thing is that, I have placements in the 8th house. That's esoteric all day. I have placements. And so you can learn other people through astrology and many things, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like I know one of my mentors is, she can read people through reading the Bible.
That's really
like
cool.
she knows what's up. Not just people, but like she's spreading the love. We'll just say that. Yeah. So everybody has like just speaking to that tradition, but it's really beautiful how we're all really connected.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
know.
I mean, we really are. And sometimes we choose to see it and sometimes we may not choose to because it feels weird, right?
That was the whole point of our podcast. It's funny too because it seems to be a running theme that our guests will say that, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we're all connected, or you know what I mean? And I'm like, well, that's the whole point of the podcast really is to kind of prove that deep down we're all so similar.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're gonna find something in common with almost anybody that you've met.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, I have to know because I'm the single girl. What do you got going on with love these days? Yay!
Oh, what do I have? Or what are you? Do you want me to tell?
No, are you in love?
There is a little something going on. Yes, but he's across the water, so in the Africa thing, so it's like that. Yeah. So I won't because everyone's gonna go scammer, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's kind of nice. It kind of.
Have you ever been in love?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Are you a lover? You just fall in love?
I am a gushball, yeah.
Yeah, I love this.
But when I was
I already
22,
knew these answers, but
you
I like to
knew,
ask them,
right? Because I'm such a crier.
Yeah.
When I was 22, I quit drinking, and I went through a big rebirth, like kind of like what we were just talking about, the challenges, whatever. And I was working at a health food store, and someone set me up on a blind date. So if you're out there, Shade, no, I'm kidding. And it was so funny because when I saw him, I was like, oh, he's really good looking. He's probably an asshole. That's how my mind works, right? Like just negative right off the. So anyway, we fell in love, and he was an Aries, and I don't know, y'all, not to bring up the reincarnation thing, but like we would watch like movies, like, and just go, wow, we were there, Ireland, whatever. Like just I don't know, just have a lot
I've
of.
had a soulmate moment.
Yes.
So
yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
you experience and you're like, we've done that before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you see people like probably when you guys met, like, and it's called your soul tribe, like,
Yeah.
not that you guys, you know what I'm saying, but like, it's interesting how we see people and we like remember them. We don't meet people sometimes who remember them.
Yeah.
And that's what that was with Shane. And now he's happily married and he's an engineer and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And now you know who you are, Shane. But but this is something interesting that I learned is that I never, because of some of the things in my family, I didn't know how to receive that big of a love, right? So unfortunately, I'm not going to blame it all on myself. Like I kind of pushed him away, which is something as humans, you know, we do sometimes.
It goes back to that mind and heart.
Yeah.
Our mind and heart.
But it taught me a lesson, never, you know, always like err on the side of love, you know,
Yeah.
always try to err on the side of love because I never want to have that,
Feeling again.
and that impact on someone else, you know,
Yeah.
so. But it was Braveheart. That's all I have to say about that.
We were, Sarah and I went out to downtown Perry, had a Galentine's Day.
Oh,
We
yeah.
found this really cool store. I wish I could remember who it was. We stopped
Ordinary
by Mossy,
Magic?
Mossy Creek Naturals. And
Oh.
then, what was that store we stopped in and you bought the pearls? I can't remember what it was called.
I don't remember what it was called.
Oh, was it
either.
Pangea or something like that?
Well, it was in Perry, which is
in Perry.
it's
Okay,
a little,
got it, yeah.
like a little
I
neighborhood.
I don't even know if I paid attention to any
Yeah,
of those shops.
little
name, if
town
I'm
near
being
Warner
honest.
Robins. But Sarah found some pearls and she bought them and she was trying to put them on and she goes, "Hey, can you help me put these on?" And I said, "Okay."
I
And then-
already know.
You already know. Did you see it already? Yeah. And so I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." So we're standing in the store. And I go to put them on, and you know how you come out of like staring off in a space and it's been
Yeah.
like 30 minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
So I go to put them on, and as I put them on, all of a sudden, I'm not telling you, it wasn't even like I wasn't even thinking about it. You know what I mean? I just went to go clip it, and the minute I clipped it, literally all of a sudden she and I were outside, and the sun was on us. And there was we were under trees, so there's a little bit of shade, kind of like today. And she was in a dress, and I was getting her ready for her wedding.
Yeah.
And I came out of it, and I kind of freaked out because I was like, how long was I staring off into space?
Right.
But it had only been a moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
only
I
a
was
second.
like,
Yeah.
bro, that was weird.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, that's when you need to get a mentor. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
You heard,
it does.
You heard it here
it's
first, though.
different.
This is
Yeah.
all I gather.
Yeah.
Sarah will get married again for the love of her life.
I want to ask you guys another question.
Oh,
so this
no.
is I know it's we have questions, Jay, but so because y'all have what some people might consider, especially the Catholicism, right?
Yeah.
In New Orleans, we do Catholic a little different. I'm also a Catholic, but so was it? I think because I have the New Orleans piece and the country piece, when I came into this, it wasn't as challenging. When you guys had your experiences or you had your faith, and you know that sometimes people can be judgmental, what was that like for both of you guys? Was it just natural and God is love and it's just fine? Or did you find that you had to kind of go back and revisit some things that you'd been taught? And how were people with that, the responses when you had spiritual experiences?
So
That's a lot.
I have a little bit of religious trauma, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I came from a really strong,
Right.
I mean, I grew up with none, and it was my fault that my family ended up becoming, getting into this religion, and it was a very strict religion, and it used to be a lot more strict. I think they've kind of slowed down a little bit with how crazy they were, but yeah, my mom, when I was born again and I was having all these things happen, my mom didn't really believe in any of it, you know what I mean? But
Right,
sometimes my mom is very intuitive, you know what I mean?
Right,
She's
right.
a Sagittarius, she's a little fireball. And she knew things when we were growing up, you know what I mean? I didn't do a lot of ornery things, but there was a couple times. I have not been a sleeper my whole entire life. And I've never really required a lot of sleep, And so one night, I would run the country. I mean, I was out in the country. I couldn't even go do anything, but I would sneak out and go run the country, you know what I mean? Just because I had all this pent up energy.
Right.
And my mom would know it and catch me, you know what I mean? And so that was when I was like 12,
But how
like
do
10
you
and
know
12.
she knew? Like,
Yeah,
that's
I know she
interesting.
knew the intuition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just know she knew, you know?
Wow.
And so she doesn't always, but so I always got, I get
And we
kicked
call
up
it
from her.
different things.
Yeah, we call it different things, you know what I mean?
And
like,
different, like, maybe for grandma it looked different. It was
Yeah.
just, you know, like what you guys do, some people call that healing of hands, right? There's so many, language can
I
be very
believe
limiting.
in healing and hand, you know.
Yeah. Well,
our
you guys
hands are
do
healing,
it.
the,
so.
the healing and touch, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I mean, even if it's just like emotional, you know what I mean? And
Right.
a lot of
Hugs.
thing that I do is I really try to get people to reset their vagus nerve while they're
What's
on
the
my
thing?
table.
I want to know what a vagus nerve is.
So I don't know all the details about it, but our vagus nerve is like our stress center, like our epicenter. It runs
It's
through
like
all the rest
one of the
us.
longest nerves in your body.
Yes, and it runs all the way.
Oh,
through
now
our-
it's all coming back to me. Yeah.
So, you know, I'll have a trick that I do with my people, and at first, like, some people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, it just resets your vagus nerve. Like, this is a real
Right.
physical thing in your
A
body, you know
tough
what I mean? But like, if I am rubbing on them and massaging them and I get to like a sore spot, and if they feel like they need that pressure but it's like hard for them to take,
Right.
I'll tell them to take a nice deep breath and imagine
Right.
their breath pushing away my hand. And that it resets it. It's so crazy how fast the muscle will like relax. I can almost feel it like
Wow.
relax under my fingers almost immediately. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Not with every person, because if they're really holding up a lot of
Right.
stress,
And you have to
know
be
what I
ready
mean?
to let it go.
You have to
right?
be ready to let it
Yeah,
go.
you
Yeah,
have to
you
be
do.
ready to let it go.
Yeah,
That's
but I feel it
amazing.
so much. I'll be like, you know, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you did it!" I'm like, "I didn't do it. You did it. You're the
Yeah.
one resetting your vagus. You're the one relaxing, you know, and resetting that vagus nerve." So
Wow.
I'm just here to aid and guide.
Yeah,
Wow.
and you'll see it happen too. Like, you know, it controls so much, like nausea,
Yeah.
gagging, like things like that.
Wow.
Like we even were talking to somebody who was, they went to the dentist and they were getting their teeth cleaned, and the technician, she started kind of gagging a little bit. The technician's like, "Oh, just point. Can you flex your feet for me and point your toes? Flex your feet, point your toes." And she's like, "Why did she ask me to do that?"
Whoa.
And I said, "Well, it sounds like she was having you do a technique called nerve flossing." Because if you point and flex your feet, you're going to kind of thread your nerves back and forth through like the occipital, like the kind of
Yeah.
holes through the bones that they
Yeah.
travel
Yes, the
Yeah.
occipital bone. I remember that from beauty
Yeah.
school. Yes.
Yeah.
So, what was it like for you?
through. Obturators. I had it down. Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Sorry. But
She tried to get out of it.
I know, I did. I tried to get out of it. All right, so I grew up in Southern California, and I mean, a huge population is Catholic.
Right.
And out there, it's like, whatever. You know, at least in like, where the area I was in, like I grew up with kids that were all different faiths, all different religions, and it just was no biggie, you know?
Right.
Just, no one really cared, you know? And then we moved to Tennessee. Like, I still get like a little like intense talking about it, but
Right.
like we moved to Tennessee, and then there was not a lot of kids that were.
Right.
And I remember for the first time I was teased about my weight my whole life. There was never 1 year in
Word.
school I wasn't.
Yeah.
Except 1 year I had it, like I had an eating disorder and didn't realize I had one, and I had gotten
Yeah.
really skinny.
Yes.
That was like really
yes.
the 1 year, even through college. And so it was the first time in my life that I was being brutally teased for something that had nothing to do with my weight.
Right.
Which at first was like, oh, nice. You know what I mean? Like, here's something different. But it was not great. So,
Yeah. Because to some people, Christianity and Catholicism are like not the same thing.
right. And
Yeah.
this, you guys have to understand, like, when I say this, I'm not talking about any particular religion. This
Right.
is just my personal experience.
Right.
I mean, and also, kids are kids, you know?
Right.
Like, as an adult looking back, trying to tell my internal child this, like, kids
Right.
are kids, like, kids don't know
Right.
any better, and
Right.
these are not their formed thoughts and opinions. They learn them from somebody else.
Exactly.
But like the Methodist kids, whatever, you know, but the Baptist kids would come up to me and say, oh, I heard you're Catholic. And I was like, oh yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, you drink blood and eat flesh, and then you worship statues, and your pastors wear dresses. And I'm like, oh my God. You know,
And
and
then you start thinking about it going,
yeah,
no,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? And like it was like you're so assimilated, and you go to a place where you're so othered so quickly for something that has like, I mean, it's just how you grew up, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then moving to Atlanta, you know, back to a big population,
Yes.
where there's lots of different people, you know?
Yes.
So, but same here, like I went searching.
Mm-hmm.
At one point I went searching. I mean, I was praying, and I was even going to different churches, just trying to seek the answer.
Yeah.
And I just got to a place where through prayer, I realized it just doesn't matter. It's really just your connection with God.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of made a conscious effort that not only when I needed God's help, but when things were going really well, and I was realizing it, just to invite God into that moment.
Gratitude.
Yeah. Just like, I want to invite God into this and thank God for this.
Yeah.
And like, I get goosebumps just talking about it. Like, I feel closer to God than ever just through that.
Right.
Now, as far as reincarnation goes, I would have to tell you that I believe it, because I'll look at photos of things and have connections to things, and I could not explain it.
You can't explain it sometimes. Yeah.
And something about the iconography of Catholicism and the images, especially like in France or or when you're like New Orleans, somebody I'm related to I have blood in the soil in New Orleans. I just know I do.
Yeah.
Savannah too. Like when I walk through here, I feel so grounded.
They talk to you.
And connected more so than anywhere I go.
Yes.
So, I mean, I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's, if I fear to say, that's what some folks call like almost like a religious trauma, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think it matters if there's a religion or not. But I'm sure it did to you. But it's like sometimes that, what's taught, we can teach kids fear. And they don't know anything that's different is looked at. I mean, I know that one. Anything that's different is like not okay.
Yeah.
When really that's what's beautiful about all of us.
Exactly.
Is that we're all just these like fingerprints of God,
Yeah.
and so
And I mean, biblically speaking, if you read over the stories and stuff, he didn't have the same relationship with anybody. You know what I mean? And he wasn't only seeking out a certain kind. You know what I mean?
he was a rebel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of the characters or people, some people say
The
characters.
apostles and stuff. Yeah.
Not even that, just that. I mean, I'm talking about like Old Testament style, you know what I mean? If you want to go back to like Abraham and I mean, none of them were the same kind of relationship with God, and none of them were the same kind of human that he was searching out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or seeking out.
Yeah.
So, but we always want to put everything. We want to put God in a box. We want to put people in a box.
Yeah.
We want to put relationships in a box. Our careers in a box,
Everything. People.
Everything.
Which is what I think I heard happen to you a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that we want to box people up. Because really the mind is trying to understand, right? But it's like, someone used to tell me, be in the world but not of it.
Yeah.
Right.
And so but we're in a 3D world. Like y'all know I can get out there real quick. But it's really important for me to watch like Norbit or something after I do a gig, because I have to realize I'm in this earth-based, and get grounded.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's my self-care, Norbit. Thank you.
Yeah. I've always been such a rebel that like when the kids tease, I'm like, it's never bugged me, because I'm just like, so I'm different.
Yeah. Just
So
like the
what?
song, I'm different. Yeah.
I'm different. I'm just a rebel anyways.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to call it out.
Well, will you tell us more about your cultural, religious, and language studies? I just think that's so cool how you dove into that to kind of get to know your clients more when things are coming through.
Oh, do you mean like the New Orleans piece and that?
I mean, anything and everything, because I know you studied a lot of world religions.
Oh yeah,
Because from what I remember you telling me, and I could like be going off the rails here or misremembering something, which happens often to me. When you were talking to me,
You've got that vivid imagination.
I do have a very vivid imagination.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it.
Thank you.
That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
thank you.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm remembering a memory that you have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And making it my own.
Yeah.
When ancestors would come through,
Yeah.
and they would speak different languages.
Oh, I'm picking up what you're laying down. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. So say for example, I'm reading for a client, Betty, right? And this particular client, maybe they're practicing a certain tradition, but their grandparents. I'm making it too complicated. So
No, that's great.
the ancestor comes through, right? And maybe their ancestor was a very conservative Southern Baptist, right? But maybe this particular person that I'm reading for is agnostic or atheist even. I mean, that doesn't happen a lot that I read for atheists, but maybe their worldview looks a little different. And so it's really important that I try to break it down so that no matter what tradition the person is, they can receive the message. So sometimes I give homework, right? You know that.
Yeah.
So I'll say, because we all have ancestor altars, let's just keep that real. That's my, but we don't know we have it, right? We might have Grandma Athena, right, with a doily and some flowers. That's an ancestor altar, guys. Like, that's what it is. I mean, we can call it whatever we want, but from my experience, we all honor those who have gone before in some way,
Right.
and even just looking at it from a family perspective. Now, because I practice and I've explored all these different traditions, it's easier for me to like I said, meet people where they're at, because maybe someone's Catholic, right? And so maybe Mother Mary is coming through. I can explain the message through that lens. Maybe somebody is like Wiccan or something. Like then I get like the Welsh tradition, or maybe I get the Nordic tradition. Maybe they explore runes. So it's like so vast, y'all, that it's been 33 years. It's a trip.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I hope that made sense,
Yeah,
kind of.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about your trip in Africa?
Oh,
Oh yeah, thank you.
yeah. So, growing up in New Orleans, that we have a big blend of everybody, right? And then after, I could get into how I got into E5. That's what they're telling me, but I'm not going to talk about that. So I practice West African spiritual system, which you wouldn't normally think, right, you guys? And so as you guys know, I throw something as a priest in the tradition called the opwele, which is the beads. And I believe it's because I'm a bridger for different cultures, right? And so
That's what you're
sometimes,
talking about,
yeah. And so when I was first called to initiate in the tradition, which I'm not the normal whatever for that, I was feeling really sorry for myself. And I'm going to get to the point in a second, and I was like, why me? You know, I was having a lot of imposter syndrome. I was really emotional about it. And I had a friend who was an African-American activist, and she looked right into me. And she said, you don't know who needs to hear the message from your face.
Wow.
Tear.
That's powerful.
Because that's so powerful. Like, I don't know why
Yeah.
maybe I'm supposed to deliver this message, or maybe. But I have real estate people and people that call the opwele the beads. Like, they don't even know. But they don't necessarily need to understand the theology of the opwele, is what I'm saying. But it's like, that's just where they're at with it, but then they appreciate the different culture, which they're introduced to something they may have never been introduced to.
Right.
Which brings me to Africa. I never thought that this would be something I would do, but I'm being called. Actually, it's an honor to receive a chief title. Yeah, I don't know if you all knew about that. I didn't either until later. It's a chief title, and it's Ialode. So I was given a name, which is a title, Ialode Okikiola, which means mother of fame and wealth, actually.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a heavy, that's a big one. So, and like every time you write it, it's capitalized. It's really trippy. But, so by giving that name and the title, I have to go and actually like receive it. and I'm an Eolode, which there's a lot of theology behind that, but Eolode is like almost like a classification for a woman of like being a leader, right? Like that's just to make it really, really simple. And for those of you who practice the tradition, do not pick on me because I'm trying to break this down. So an Eolode is somebody, I would be considered the Eolode, one of the Eolodes of the USA.
Okay.
So I would be almost like an ambassador like a
yeah.
UN person on a spiritual note
Wow.
to do that.
That's so awesome.
So I'm really honored, but I did not know. I was like, I'll be a chief. Ooh, ooh. No, humbly, it's really an honor, but it's kind of interesting.
That's cool.
I never thought that makes me want to cry, actually.
I know, you should.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Yeah.
anytime you're recognized by your peers, that's
Yes.
such a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, especially having so much imposter syndrome and walking through a lot with that. So it does mean a lot for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can see it my face, Ren, I can tell.
I know. I know, I'm trying to make you cry. I'm so excited and proud for you, though. That's awesome.
That
Thank
is
you.
really, really exciting.
And that's about being a servant, right? I know I'm getting really it's pretty heavy language, but like just turning it over and surrendering,
Yeah.
like you guys with your manifesting, we never know if we just keep going and having faith.
Yeah.
Like I love that in the Bible. It talks about a faith of a mustard seed, you know, it can move mountains. It really
Yeah.
can. I never thought I'd be doing
But
something
I mean, I think it's a big deal too because I think you've really opened up my eyes to ancestral work. I'd always heard about it.
Right,
I didn't realize how
right.
important it was.
right.
And you hear about it in like God's creation too, like like trees
Right.
are all connected by a system of fungi under the ground. I promise
Yes.
this has a point, ADHD. And like
No, it's a good point though.
and if a tree gets
Yeah.
sick, there's
Yes.
like a virus or like something is happening or there's a fire coming and the tree knows that it's going to die. It'll send signals to its saplings, even if they're 100 years old,
Wow.
through that system to say, hey,
Yeah.
heads up,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be here anymore.
Whoa.
And I want to kind of bestow some wisdom on you. So just, hey, get some of this nutrients from the ground, really bolster your immune system, be prepared for this.
Wow.
And so I feel like with our ancestors, we just have these genetic downloads, this information stored, and they pass it down to us. So they're like, hey, like I was here for you and I went through this.
Right.
And I want you to know.
Yes.
And I think that's why it's so important with what you do, because if their ancestors spoke a completely different language,
Right.
and they're trying to get through, or they have a different faith system,
Right, right.
and they're trying to get through,
Yeah.
the work you do is so important.
Oh, that makes me want to cry. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, it's just I think that's the reality that you kind of got that, because that's how I feel about it, is that it's all love, right?
Yeah.
It's all love. And if we cannot experience something our ancestors had to experience, or learn something to do differently, and play in the rain that maybe some of our ancestors weren't able to do,
Right.
or go get our nails done, for example, like my nails. I do that because of my great grandma.
Yeah.
Her dream, because she was had a lot of poverty, was to get her nails done.
Oh, wow.
So, hello.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton of Psychics. That's what I do.
Let's honor her.
Yeah.
And I'm not dismissing the fact that there are people, there are friends and family amongst us that have had bad experiences with family
Oh,
members.
let's keep that real. Yeah.
But
yeah.
we're talking about like going way, way back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you might have a great
Yeah.
great grandmother,
Yes.
a great aunt that prayed for you, prayed over you. You know what I mean? That
and still does.
is looking out for you.
Yes.
You know, like, I got you, baby. And you
Yeah.
never met me, you don't know, but I've been there since the beginning.
Well, my family doesn't talk about the family members, the recent, greats or whatever. I had to, with my practice, have an individual, like the thing that I do with the ancestors, like when I show people how to set up their altar, how to work with their ancestors. It's so interesting because you'll be like, oh, Aunt Betty showed up today and told me that, and no one talked about him before.
Yeah.
So it's really powerful. It really is. Yeah.
I'm over here squirming. I'm sorry, guys.
No.
ADHD.
No,
Yeah.
All right. So, do you have a life-changing story,
Yes.
or a favorite story, or a wild story that you share with a client that you can share with us?
You mean with working with clients?
Yeah.
I have two. The first one is the Trent Reznor,
Okay,
which you guys know about.
Yes.
So when I was in New Orleans, we got hired on, the bottom of the cup tea room got hired on to go read at Trent Reznor's house, which is 9 Inch Nails. Hey, like a whole, sorry, shut up. So I had this little corset on, and I could not breathe, and I was there for a good like 3 or 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
Reading after reading after reading after reading. Then it comes to Trent, and I'm reading for Trent, and when you read for a really long time at these events, it's almost like swimming, like for like 8 hours. Like you're hungry. You're physically hungry.
Yeah.
Plus you're really hungry because you haven't eaten.
Yeah.
And so it got to a certain point, and I don't know, Trent, if you were trying to pick up on me back then, but he said, "What are you doing later after the reading, right?"
Oh.
And I was like, I'm going to get some chicken and get back in my body. So, like, that could have been, like, my claim to fame. Like, I could have been married to you, Trent. But no, I had to get chicken fried steak. So, yeah, that's just how country I am. You know what I mean? But, like, it's so embarrassing when I think about it. But then I'm like, that's classic Ye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I feel like this needs to be a sales pitch in some kind.
Right.
Let me read you, and then I'm going to get back in my body.
Yes.
Let me eat, then we'll talk about it.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, it's funny. And then the other one is that, I had a single mother for a client, and she was really brave because there was some situations with domestic violence and some, really kind of scary pieces for her, right? And within that reading, within a year, he had full custody in the beginning and was trying to get money from her. And also some traumatic pieces, right?
Yeah.
So by the end of it, she had full custody and was garnishing his wages.
Oh, wow.
And just from working with me, because you guys know that's my favorite part of what I do is the mentoring. I do events, I do all that kind of stuff. But my soft, like my heart of hearts is taking people through this.
Yeah.
And she was so terrified. She would like hold selenite, and I'd give her exercises to face that situation. And she did it. And it's like what you said about your client, like resetting the system.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's
I mean, kudos to her. I will not mention her name, but I'm honored. Like, I have other stories about well-known people, whatever, but like, I had to get my chicken and get back in my body after that too.
Yes.
Yeah, from the tear shed for sure. Yeah.
Well, we know that you're big on breaking cliches and myths about astrology.
Yes.
And overall
yes.
misunderstandings on mysticism.
Yeah.
Will you walk us through the journey that you've had and how this has become your passion?
Woo! You mean with astrology just traditionally, or just breaking
Yeah.
different, like breaking it down?
I think just breaking down a lot of misconceptions.
The misnomers.
Or people think they know, and
Yes.
they're like, oh, that's like your daily astrology in the newspaper. That doesn't have any hold any
Oh,
weight.
like that. Okay, so now like my astrologer's getting it.
Yeah.
So it's like
oh, you can do everything. I mean,
yeah.
all
So
of this.
just speaking with astrology, right? We have like what your sun sign is, if you want to share or not, and your sun sign and my sun sign. So that's where the sun was when you were born. But there's all these archetypes or symbols, right? In astrology, where there's all these different planets. So what I'm trying to say is even twins don't have the same chart.
Yeah.
Which you would think they would, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But even the time of your birth sets up like this entire map, which is like a fingerprint of God, really, in my opinion.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah. And you guys know just from doing your charts, like, it's pretty trippy. So, like we were talking about today when we met some folks at Forsyth, like, you think all Scorpios are one way or all Geminis are this way or your horoscope's gonna, it's like we want to generalize things, right?
Yeah.
But it's layers upon layers. Just like, really, I'll just say the Bible, like, there's layers upon layers. In Kabbalah, there's layers upon layers. So, however you get home. You know what I mean? Like, it's so complicated. But it really isn't after I'm just passionate about it because I do. I love breaking things down so that people can kind of go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And have the aha moments and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular that you find people are generally a little more not as open to out of everything you do? Like, is there one that like is like, okay, this is the one I usually have to kind of break down a little bit more and explain of your
My
class?
IFA.
Yeah.
My IFA.
Yeah.
But then some people see me because I practice IFA.
I see. Okay.
So, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of different. And my New Orleans tradition, like, that people, it's like salt and pepper, right? So, if I'll explain what I'm doing with the ukulele. This is a West African indigenous system. This is what I'm going to do. This is what it does. And then I'll try to break it down for him. I have people, guys, just yesterday this happened, first time readings. And they're getting the ukulele read, which is one, very rare over here, a lot really, and then by a woman at that, to be a priest in the tradition. So these people are honoring me by allowing themselves to be open to it. But Ifa, I think, is very misunderstood as a lot, just like the native way, right? They're indigenous. These are elements in nature.
Right.
And so they get a bad rap just because, again, fear back in the day, like in Ireland and Norway and, you know, even here, right? People have ideas about what they think other people should do. So, mind your own business. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah.
Your business.
I think that's
Time
one
we've
of
had
mine.
this.
Yeah.
That's
Mind
running.
your business.
That's the running thing.
But that's a book. That's a book. The Four Agreements. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
You
That
love it.
book
Yeah.
is so healing. The Four Agreements is what, never take anything personally. Always do your best. What do the other do?
I
There's
can't
two
remember.
more.
It's been so long since I read it, but it's like basically like setting touchstones for yourself that are non-negotiables.
The non-negotiables,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's
With
not
every
easy.
decision.
Always do your best.
Yeah.
And always tell the truth.
And I went down
Yeah.
like I had never heard of Ifa until I met you, and I did a deep dive after you and I met the first time. I was like, I want to know more about this. It is wild because almost all the things you see that happen to a character when they pass away on the other side comes from Ifa.
Yep.
Like all the stuff that happens in A Christmas Carol, the filing cabinet, and what was that movie with Jim Carrey?
Isn't that the where he
Bruce
fakes
Almighty.
God? Bruce Almighty.
Almighty.
Yes.
And they were talking about how the filing cabinet that goes forever.
Yes.
That's like the Akashic record.
The Akashic records.
And
yes.
that that when you like you see the character will pass away and they don't know they've passed away for like
Right.
a few days.
Right.
And then all of a sudden someone who is in their family that has passed away that they knew when
Right.
they were alive is like,
Right.
are you ready? Are you ready to kind of walk around and see your life?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Remote
whoa.
viewing, which is when
We're exposed to a lot more of this than we realize, and it's like I think it's like one of the oldest religions
It
in
is.
the world.
It is, yeah. Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. And they're all relatable, right?
Yeah.
Like even Ifa is related in some ways to let me think. I'm trying to think. Ethiopian Christian tradition.
Yeah.
Which goes way back too. That's another whole thing for me. You guys, I love this stuff. But I mean, like there's just everything's really connected and it all trickles down. Even in movies, and I don't even know if people know they're having like a kind of a memory when they're writing these scripts, like Bruce Almighty.
Well, we could probably do like a listener question episode one day with you.
I would love
In the
that.
future, if
That'd
like
be a
if
lot
our
of
listeners
fun.
are listening and they like want to ask you questions more about
Yes.
this, that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I love stuff like that. Because it's so new to so many people and it's to some things it's like the untouchable, right?
Right.
So just naturally being curious. So if you are curious, start with your what do we call it? Not your tarot, your
Birth chart?
oracle deck.
Oh, your oracle deck.
Like some people that's like a softer come in, right?
Okay.
So the oracle deck, it looks a little bit different. I'm going way deep into this, but oracle decks are not tarot cards. Like that deck right there, that's an oracle deck. So those are astrology. So it's all archetypes, it's all symbolism.
Okay.
Just like Catholicism.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I love that.
So you just like gaze into the image and you get like downloads and
Exactly.
stuff. Okay,
That's
cool.
really all this is.
That's awesome.
That's why, like, I'm going to do an event for the fire horse, right? The Lunar New Year. And I'm reading tea leaves,
Oh, very
right?
cool.
I read crystal balls. I read palms. It's like once we get kind of the muscle for what I call downloads or tapping in, you can really read anything.
Okay.
It's just like the Dolly Parton song. You never needed the crystal ball because it's all in here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the direct connection with spirit. So
That's so cool.
and there's my speech. Yeah.
So what gave you the bravery to actually do this instead of a 9 to 5?
Yeah. Oh, so I did it for a while in New Orleans, and then I eventually worked in mental health in California. And then COVID happened.
Yeah.
And so we had to do a lot of our clients remotely, and it was a lot of casework, documentation, and as you guys might know, I'm not good at technology, and California was giving really good unemployment benefits, just saying. So I was like, here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down, And I just got a calling because I was like reading my clients,
Yeah.
And that's not the normal Western medical model of like how we do things, I know it happens all the time because you guys, you do it too. But within that system, I felt like I could be of more service doing what I believe called to do.
Yeah.
But I love mental health. I think it's a really big piece of what we do in our spiritual path as well. Walking through because you guys know it's a little scary sometimes. It feels a little different.
Right. Right.
And it's good sometimes just to know you're not alone.
Yeah.
In it, because we don't talk about it a lot.
I think anybody that chooses their passion as their 9 to 5, especially if it's not what's considered like a typical career with
Yes.
with the typical things that come along with that, I think it is a big risk, but I feel like the reward is so big because you get to just do what you enjoy every day. You wake up,
Yeah, it's a blessing. Mm-hmm. It's really a blessing.
It really is a blessing. I love what I do.
Yeah, me too.
I was just going to say, y'all have done it. You guys have done it.
Yeah.
And I remember, just to sum it up, I remember reading about the podcast for y'all
Yeah.
before you guys even did it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I got so emotional and did that post, because I was like, this was the conception phase. And look at you guys now.
Yeah.
Because then shout out to you guys for all your manifesting.
Gosh, like now looking back at that, you called so much that happened, which is so wild now that I'm like replaying that in my mind. That's so, you really should like do this for business. You might have a bright future ahead of you.
No. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I remember like
you're getting something going there.
But y'all know I don't remember what I'm saying, but it's like it's so beautiful that you guys did the work and here you are, and to witness that is like, whoa.
It's so funny because I have those same moments with clients when, like, for whatever reason I get a sense about something and I'll be telling them something and they're like, yeah, you're hitting the nail on the head. Then they'll come in like, 6 months later and they're like, remember when you were, and I was like,
yeah.
No,
that's the thing.
I literally don't remember anything. That was like all not me.
Yeah, I hope it helps because I was not present.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that though a little
It
bit.
is.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. It's crazy.
It's just like a sacred space that's created, and then once the session's over, that sacred space just dissolves, almost like magic ink,
It gets you in trouble though sometimes, because I had that one client get all mad at me because I didn't like remember all the details and like go crazy on me. I was like,
sorry.
Yeah. Like, well, you can call Ye.
Yeah.
That's a different lane. Yeah. No, that's funny.
Yeah. But I feel like too, it's great for establishing trust with your client too, because if they share very personal things with you, it's like, okay, thank you for sharing that with me. And then it's like, it doesn't leave that room.
Yeah.
And then they have to remind you like, oh yeah, I totally forgot you told me that. But now the whole conversation is downloading back in.
Yes.
I have to remind people now, and ever since that one client, now I'm like, you need to remember, I get told so many secrets and so many stories and so many personal details.
Right.
I literally leave all of them here in the room.
Exactly.
And I have to let them go.
Yeah.
I can't hold on to all of them forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a protection for them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if you
right,
have something in your mind, you're just spinning, you're going to want to say it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I literally, it's like I walk away, I have to shut that part of my day off.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
self-care.
That's self-care.
That is
That's
self-care.
Yeah.
You know?
In mental health, we used to take our badge off, wrap it around, and then in the car and leave it. Mm-hmm. But you said something, Sarah, that was like, what I tell people is that, like, I don't want to be in their shower when I get home. So
Yeah.
it's like, make a joke about, like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
if I would be like over there ascended with the ancestors if I could remember that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they kind of chuckle. But yeah, oftentimes there's a misconception.
Yeah.
Especially because there's a big thing about, like, do you do it for a living,
Yeah.
mediumship or not?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But I've spent a lot of monetary expenses.
Yes.
Sacrificed a lot of, really,
Right.
even some friendships, really. And to be authentic.
Yeah.
Just like y'all, you know. So it's a huge investment. At least that's my walk. But I mean, yes, if you're my waitress, I will give a download. But I just think, and I just forgot the point.
No, we're following you. It's almost
Yeah.
like if you committed your life to becoming like a nun or a priest,
Right.
Or,
Yeah.
a monk.
Yeah.
You have those things that you were like, this is a non-negotiable in this
Right.
in my practice, you know,
Right.
and that some people aren't always going to understand that, you know,
Right.
And you used to be you're a whole person now,
Right.
But that person that you've developed into is different from that person that they first met,
Woo-wee.
you know.
What's that? Well said.
Thank you.
She has a way with words.
And I just want to, like, tell y'all, like, you guys get stickers.
Oh.
And by the way, they have Unbridled Thoughts stickers.
Yes,
I saw some today.
yes.
Yes.
If you would like an Unbridled Thought sticker, just send us a self-stamp envelope, and
Yeah.
we will put it in the mail for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And ink also do it. Yeah. There was something I was going to say about that. Oh, yeah. No, I totally forgot. I think my monster's kicking in a little bit. Yeah. But thanks you guys for having me on. This was awesome.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, we
absolutely. It was a
enjoy it
pleasure.
so much.
As I end the podcast for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Thank
we
you,
love you
Anthony.
so much,
Yeah.
and you're so cool. So we're
Yeah.
excited to share with our fans and our friends and our listeners, like, how cool you really are. You know.
Oh,
And you're a
thank
big
you.
part of us getting started, you know what I mean? So, I mean, here you are, full circle. Now
Full
we're in our
circle.
full
And you
circle.
guys are full circle.
Yeah.
And Chris is full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New boy.
But really, it does take a tribe, right?
does.
Like, you guys have a lot of support. I know I
Oh,
have a
yeah.
lot of support.
Yeah.
We have our listeners to thank for everything. I shouldn't even say our fans. That's kind of like probably not that's not a good choice of words. Like our
Right.
listeners, our friends that listen to the show, like we owe them a huge amount of gratitude for the support,
Yeah.
for getting
Yeah.
us here. Because I mean, this is all you. This is all you. If
I
you're
mean,
hearing
it
me,
started
Yeah.
with our, what I call our followers when
Yeah.
they were following us to all the events.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and then they became listeners.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Yeah.
yeah,
Unbridled army.
yeah,
Ooh, Unbridled
Ooh,
Army.
hey. Another sticker.
yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, will you shout out your socials for us?
Oh, yeah. So it's The Mystic Diva on Google, The Mystic Diva on YouTube, The Mystic Diva on TikTok, The Mystic Diva on Insta, and what else? 86753. No, I'm not going to say my number. And themysticdiva.com.
Yeah.
And you weren't you just featured in I saw something where they did a feeture on you in one of the magazines or the website?
Yeah, Southern Coastal.
Yeah.
And they did not give me a shout out, thank you. But yeah, I was in Southern Coastal Weddings.
That's awesome.
Because I did a wedding for, was it Perry Lane, I think it was?
Mm-hmm.
But I did like a Southern wedding, and it was really beautiful. And yeah, and then I have, in just about a week, I have an interview with Parade Magazine.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so.
That's
So cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
And then you can see me on Sam and Colby. You guys know
Yes,
that.
Sam and Colby. Yep, on
Yeah.
YouTube. Yep.
America's Most Haunted City, Savannah. I'm in that. It's like a little blurb they edited. So I'm having a good time. I really am. And I'm watching my friends
Yes.
come up too.
We're
So it's
watching
really
you
beautiful.
too.
Yeah.
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 Well, we love you so much.
I love you.
Yeah. And with all that said, that's a wrap.